Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between rolling hills, lived a kind man with his two beloved daughters. Their world was filled with warmth and laughter until their mother passed away, leaving a void that seemed impossible to fill. In time, their father remarried, hoping to bring a mother's love back into their home. But the new stepmother's heart was a cold, barren landscape. She harbored a deep-seated hatred for the two sweet girls, viewing them not as family but as obstacles. Her days were spent weaving webs of deceit, constantly searching for a way to be rid of them. One evening, under the cloak of darkness, she whispered poison into her husband's ear. "These girls," she hissed, "they are a drain on us, a constant burden. We must take them deep into the forest and leave them. Let the wild reclaim what it will." The father, his will eroded by her constant venom, felt trapped and helpless. With a heart heavier than stone, he led his precious daughters into the dense, unforgiving woods and, with tears blurring his vision, left them behind. Lost and terrified, the sisters wandered through the tangled trees, their hope dwindling with the fading light. But fate, it seemed, had not abandoned them entirely. Just as despair began to set in, they stumbled upon a tiny, welcoming hut. An old man, his face etched with the kindness of 1,000 suns, emerged. He saw their fear, their hunger, and their loneliness. Without a moment's hesitation, he offered them food, a warm fire, and the safety of his humble home. In that small, forgotten corner of the world, the girls found a sanctuary, a glimmer of hope in the overwhelming darkness. Back in the village, the stepmother's malice did not rest. With the daughters gone, she turned her attention to her own son, the girl's half-brother. Day after day, she dripped poison into his young, impressionable mind. "Your sisters are gone because they were greedy," she would lie. "They wanted all of your father's love for themselves. If they were here, you would be left with nothing. They are the reason for all our troubles." She watered the seeds of resentment, nurturing them until they sprouted into a twisted vine of hatred that wrapped itself around the boy's heart. He began to believe her, to see his own sisters not as family, but as rivals who had stolen his rightful place. Meanwhile, the sisters, having regained their strength, knew they couldn't stay with the kind old man forever. They thanked him for his life-saving generosity and continued their journey. Their path eventually led them to another village, where their luck held. They met a poor but honorable man who, upon hearing their story, was moved by their plight. He had little to his name, but he offered them everything he had, the protection of his home and the loyalty of a true friend. He became their guardian, shielding them from a world that had, so far, been cruel. But the stepmother's network of spies and lies was far-reaching. When she learned the girls were alive and well, a fresh wave of fury consumed her. Her schemes grew more elaborate, more desperate. She bribed travelers with false stories, sent villains with wicked intentions, and spun tales of curses and dark magic, all aimed at destroying the two innocent girls. She was relentless, a storm of pure malice. Yet each and every time, something inexplicable would happen. A would-be attacker would have a change of heart, a carefully laid trap would fail, a poisoned gift would be discovered. It was as if a gentle, unseen hand was constantly guiding them, deflecting the danger and preserving their lives. The stepmother could not understand it, but the girls knew. It was the power of goodness, a shield forged from their own pure hearts, and the prayers of the kind souls they had met along the way. Years melted away. The seasons changed, and the boy grew into a young man. The hatred his mother had so carefully planted had taken root, but it was a bitter, unsatisfying crop. A strange restlessness began to stir within him. Whispers of his mother's cruelty had reached him from the villagers, contradicting the stories she had told him his entire life. Fragments of memory, long suppressed, began to surface, faint echoes of his sister's laughter, the warmth of their presence. He looked at his father, a man hollowed out by guilt and regret, and at his mother, whose eyes held a chilling coldness. A question began to burn in his soul. Where are my sisters? What is the truth, and what is the lie? He could no longer live with the uncertainty, with the poison of another's hatred coursing through him. One morning he packed a small bag and set out from the village. His journey was not for riches or glory, but for something far more precious: the truth. He was searching for his sisters, for the missing pieces of his own heart. The road was long and arduous. He faced treacherous mountains and desolate plains, testing the limits of his endurance. He met people from all walks of life, gathering stories, piecing together the puzzle of the past. In one remote valley, he encountered a wise sage meditating by a flowing river. The young man, weary and burdened, poured out his story: the confusion, the anger, the deep-seated need for answers. The sage listened patiently, his eyes filled with a profound understanding. When the young man finished, the sage spoke, his voice calm and steady. "Son," he said, "the truth you seek is not a destination, but a path. It cannot be rushed or forced. If you truly wish to find it, you must arm yourself with patience. Have faith that the universe bends toward balance. One day, all that is hidden will be revealed to you. Continue your search, but let your heart be patient." The sage's words settled the storm in the young man's soul. He understood that his journey was not just about finding his sisters, but about finding himself, about unlearning the hate he had been taught. This story, then, transforms. It is no longer just about two lost girls, but about the profound human quest for truth. It becomes a testament to patience, to the resilience of the human spirit, and to the courage it takes to question the reality we have been given. And so we see a powerful lesson unfold. No matter how intricate the stepmother's conspiracies were, no matter how clever her lies, they were ultimately powerless against the unyielding forces of goodness and fate. The innocence of the daughters and the prayers of the righteous created a shield that even the sharpest malice could not pierce. It reminds us that while evil may be cunning and loud, its foundations are built on sand. In the grand tapestry of life, the threads of truth and goodness are woven with unbreakable strength. They always, in the end, prevail. Jealousy and greed, as we see in the stepmother, are poisons that consume the self from within. They create a prison of bitterness and isolation, but the one who walks the path of patience, like the sun on his journey, will eventually find their way to clarity, to reconciliation, and to success. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey today. If this story resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next tale. We'll see you again soon.